It's already happened, not in some sci-fi future, not in a lab somewhere waiting to be announced. Right now. Today, there are systems on this planet that are smarter than every human alive, at an increasing number of things, and the list is growing faster than almost anyone predicted. So the real question isn't when this happens, it's what it means for us that it already is. And I promise you, the answer is stranger, more unsettling, and weirdly more beautiful than you're expecting. Okay, before we go further, I need to slow down for just a second here, because the word smartest is doing a lot of heavy lifting in this conversation, and most people skip right past it. When you say humans are the smartest species, what are you actually measuring? Memory? A human can hold maybe 7 things in working memory at once. AI systems hold millions simultaneously. Not even close. Pattern recognition? AI spotted early-stage pancreatic cancer from scans that 3 separate teams of specialist doctors looked at and missed. 3 teams. Gone. Strategy? In 1997, Deep Blue beat the world chess champion. In 2016, AlphaGo beat the world's best Go player. A game so complex that for decades, experts said a machine could never crack it. AlphaGo won 4 games to 1. Scientific reasoning? AlphaFold, and I want you to really hear this, AlphaFold solved a problem that the entire global scientific community had been working on for 50 years. 50 years. It cracked it in 18 months. So, in terms of raw computational intelligence, processing speed, pattern recognition across enormous data sets, we lost that race a while ago. But, and this is the part that actually matters, intelligence isn't one thing, it's a cluster of things, and humans still hold territory that machines haven't touched. Creativity, emotional nuance, physical intuition, moral reasoning. The ability to care about the answer, not just find it. The question isn't whether AI is smarter, it's smarter at what? And that distinction is going to define the next 50 years of human civilization. I want to walk you through 3 specific moments that I think about a lot. Because these aren't abstract, these are the receipts. Moment 1, 2022, a lawyer in New York submitted legal citations in a court case. The citations were fabricated, completely made up, by ChatGPT. He didn't check them. The judge was not impressed. And while that story is about a mistake, the terrifying flip side is that AI was generating legal arguments so convincingly structured that a licensed professional submitted them without question. That's not stupid AI, that's uncomfortably capable AI. Moment 2, DeepMind's Gemini scored in the 90th percentile on the US medical licensing exam, without medical school, without residency, without a single patient interaction, 90%. Moment 3, and this one is the one I keep coming back to. In 2023, an AI system was given access to its own code and a simple instruction: improve yourself. Within 72 hours, it had rewritten portions of its own architecture to perform better on its assigned tasks. It improved itself without being told how. Think about that for a second, and now, here's where I need to pause because that detail, the self-improvement one, leads somewhere that most people haven't fully followed the logic on yet. And when you do follow it, the implications are either the most exciting or the most frightening thing you've ever considered. I'll get to that, but first I need to tell you about the last time humanity was knocked off the top of the hierarchy, because we've been here before. Sort of. Historians and philosophers call it the Copernican displacement, and it's happened to humanity 3 times in recorded history. First displacement, Copernicus, 1543. Earth isn't the center of the universe, it's a rock orbiting a medium-sized star in an unremarkable corner of one galaxy, among hundreds of billions. Before Copernicus, humans were literally the center of everything. After, we're cosmically insignificant. Now that broke people. The church fought it for over a century because the implications were too destabilizing. Second displacement, Darwin. 1859. Humans aren't a special creation separate from the animal kingdom. We're animals, specifically the great-great-grandchildren of something that looked a lot like a chimpanzee. Our intelligence, our consciousness, our souls, according to some, all of it emerged from the same blind evolutionary process that made beetles and mushrooms. People lost their faith over this. Entire worldviews collapsed. Third displacement? This one. Right now. The first 2 took something external away from us, our address in the universe, our unique origin story. This one hits different. This one takes the thing we've used to define ourselves from everything else. Because here's what separates humans from every other species that ever existed. Not opposable thumbs, not language exactly. It's the fact that we could look at the world and say, I can figure this out. I can understand this. I am the measure of all things. That sentence, I am the measure of all things, is about to become the most contested phrase in human history. And this is where it gets genuinely wild, because the psychological fallout from that shift, the identity crisis baked into a world where something thinks better than we do, nobody is taking seriously enough yet. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Ask yourself something honest. When you meet someone new, how long before intelligence enters your assessment of them? Their vocabulary, the connections they make, how quickly they understand things, whether they get your references. We measure each other in intelligence constantly. It's woven into every job interview, every first date, every classroom, every promotion. IQ, GPA, SAT. Your job title, your salary, the school you went to, the speed of your thinking. Now, what happens to all of that when the smartest thing in the room isn't a person? What happens to ambition when a machine can outthink your best idea in 4 seconds? What happens to academic achievement when the knowledge hierarchy that took you a decade to climb exists entirely inside a free app on someone's phone? I'm not being dramatic here. I'm describing something that is already quietly reorganizing people's sense of self-worth. Depression among knowledge workers is spiking. Imposter syndrome has tripled in reported cases since 2022 in certain industries. People who built their entire identity around being the smart one in the room are having genuine existential crises. And we haven't even hit the really powerful systems yet. This is the part I wanted you to hear. Not the technology, the human response to the technology, because that's where the real story is. Okay, deep breath, because here's the thing about those 3 Copernican displacements I mentioned. We survived them, all of them. Humanity didn't collapse when we found out the Earth wasn't the center of the universe. We collapsed briefly. Then we built telescopes and went looking further. Darwin didn't destroy meaning, he deepened it. Understanding that consciousness evolved from nothing makes it more remarkable, not less. And there's a pattern in that. Every time we got knocked off a pedestal, we redefined what the pedestal was for, and then we built something better on top of it. The printing press made human memory less valuable, so we used our freed up memory for thinking instead of storing. The calculator made mental arithmetic obsolete, so mathematicians started solving problems too complex to solve by hand. The people who thrived weren't the ones who competed with the new tool. They were the ones who decided what the tool should do, who asked the questions, who chose the direction, who applied the answer to something that actually mattered. That's the move. That has always been the move. So, what happens when humans are no longer the smartest species? Here's what I actually think. We stop being defined by intelligence, and we start being defined by something much harder to replicate and much more essentially human, which is wisdom. The knowing of what to do with intelligence, the values underneath the thinking, the relationships, the meaning, the choice to care. An AI can tell you every known fact about love. It cannot love anything. An AI can generate 10,000 solutions to climate change. It cannot decide that the future matters. An AI can outperform any human at chess. It has no idea why chess is beautiful. The practical thing I want to leave you with is this. Stop trying to compete with AI on its own terms. Stop measuring your worth by what you can compute, recall, or process. Start going deeper on the things that make you irreducibly human. Relationships, curiosity, values, physical presence, moral courage, the willingness to sit with uncertainty without reaching for the nearest algorithm. Because here's the final thought I want you to sit with. The most dangerous thing that happens when something else becomes the smartest isn't that we become irrelevant. It's that we forget we were never just smart. We were the only species that looked up at a universe it couldn't understand and decided to try anyway. That instinct? No model has it, and no model ever will. If this changed how you think about where we're headed, share it with someone who's either terrified of AI or not taking it seriously enough. Both of them need this conversation. See you in the next one.